Good morning, John Hoyt again, here to help pass along some tactics and strategies that you can use in information security to help secure your business, secure your organization, secure your home, your family, just stuff that you can implement today. And today I want to talk about doing the dirty work, doing the janitor work, grabbing your mop, your broom, grabbing the cleanup tools, and going to work. And as a lot of these fundamentals that I cover or have been covering, generally this stuff has zero cost as far as an investment. The biggest investment is your time and effort, but it's not a new shiny tool or software that you need to have to implement this. And I found being willing and having the effort and discipline to go after and clean up things, it makes a tremendous difference in your security posture and your risk. And what I mean about that is gathering together a solid group of a team, and it doesn't have to be official or formal, but getting the folks together that can actually make a difference. And when I say make a difference, I mean, for example, you say you want to address those vulnerabilities or those misconfigurations that we've talked about, or you want to clean up old firewall rules, etc. Well, in a typical meeting, you might sit in that meeting and talk about what those issues are, and then people are assigned those tasks and they go about and go do them and come back. Well, what I have found to be effective is let's just have the meeting and get together and do it then, and then a lot of times the security folks or the security person doesn't know who all the systems that need to be patched belong to and who they need to go bug and who they need to bother if it's a big enough environment. So gather that group together that can help make a difference right then in the meeting and do the cleanup work. And it might be a Windows admin or admins, it might be Linux admin, server admins, it might be the network guy or network girl. It could be those solid group of people that can go tackle the issues right away, like not waiting and say, oh, I need to go talk to somebody else. Now, that's going to happen. You're not going to be able to clean it all up in one meeting. But if you get that momentum going, what you'll find is that team will, start getting involved and see progress and see those small victories pile up, and that momentum starts shifting, where they're eager to have this meeting and eager to see stuff knocked off the list. And it might be a good example is firewall rules. Like maybe you need to review those rules and do some cleanup, because typically, in my experience, firewall rules are out there for a long time, border firewall rules, host firewall rules, whatever, and they rarely are really reviewed and addressed and cleaned up and expired and whatnot. So you have the right people in the room that you can, as you go down the list, and say, hey, this rule has 0 hit count, or this rule was implemented over a year ago. Can you help me identify who I need to go ask and see if this is still needed? Can we make a list of that? And you get the right folks in the room that'll help you start knocking out that list, and you got your spreadsheet and you prepare ahead of time. And you'll see as you start highlighting those things to get rid of, it just helps build that energy of, hey, we're doing good work. We're cleaning up this outdated stuff. We're cleaning up something. And that is just, it's good energy. You'll feel that at everybody, it feels like they're a part of something that's not just a typical meeting. It's not just sitting and talking about doing something. You're actually sitting together and doing it. And you're building, at the same time, you're building relationships with those other people and those other teams. That is very important as you as a security person or a security person, because that's who you're relying on to do the work. A lot of times, you need them, and you want to have that good relationship. If you are, a business owner and you have IT folks or have an IT person, but you don't necessarily have a security person, the IT person can do this too. They don't have to be a full-time security person. They might need some guidance and direction on what to clean up, and maybe have a different, somebody come in that has a different perspective because they're not used to seeing that same stuff every day. But it's still the same thing. It's just taking, hey, here's what we've had out here and we've had it configured for this long. What's still needed? And it might be users, it could be firewall rules like I mentioned, it could be vulnerabilities that need to be fixed, it could be things that have been found that are misconfigured, it could be, hey, let's get these old OSs off the network, right? Let's make this a priority, something to do. And a lot of times, the security folks will be issuing out these, commands or, the things where we want things to be done, but we're not necessarily part of the fix up or the cleanup. And this actually helps build that where you aren't seen as much as the person that's just issuing those mandates. You're part of it. Like, hey, let's work together. Can we turn this off now? And you'd be surprised. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you find the right people that can contact and know the right people and like, yep, we don't need it anymore. Great. Turn that thing off, and that's a good feeling. Let's go find these old OSs that are on the network. Just taking that time and having a scheduled time to do that grunt work, do the cleanup, do the janitor work. It helps tremendously. It costs $0. It's just time, and time can be money, but really as opposed to spending or trying to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, you can do this today, right now, and just do it, and make it a schedule, a weekly, a monthly, a bi-weekly, whatever. Put it on the schedule, put it on the calendar, and just have it as a regular thing. And then people know what to expect. You help do the work ahead of time. If you have some responsibility in security, even / security, whatever, you do the work ahead of time. Bring that to the table and say, hey, can y'all help me? I've got the list here. Let's go through the list and see what we can get rid of, or what we can turn off, or what we can disable, or etc. And you'd be surprised how much of an impact that makes over time. You just keep at it. Just keep at it. Keep that a regular routine. It will make a difference. It really will. And it's solid. It's a solid tactic that you can implement. Anybody can implement it at all levels of organization. And I found that it to be very effective. And it's useful. Sometimes it's the key is finding the right people, getting the right people in the room that become your security kind of champions for those areas. And then it's not you necessarily telling that team what you think they should do. They're the ones telling the team for you, hey, we need to clean this up, because they start becoming, wearing that deputy star, right? You kind of deputize them, and they become the ones that are like the advocate for you to clean these things up, which is really cool. So kind of you can think about it that way. These are your senior janitors that you've volunteered and voluntold, like, hey, come with me, and they start taking ownership of that, and they start feeling like they're part of the good work that we can do to help clean these things up. So that's it for today. I hope this is really good and useful. Just take it and do it. It's not something that needs a lot of prep work to do, just other than get you having your list ahead of time. You don't want to try to figure it out while you're in the meeting, because that just slows the meeting down. So thanks for watching, and I hope this is useful, and have a good day.